Hi, Don Cabela's here from Four Dog Stove Company. The tent tippy, semicircular design. They've been manufacturing these here tents since, I know for sure, since the 80s, based on the old Laplander Lavu. They make these in multiple models. You can almost say they've got a good, better, best. They do make them in a synthetic, but I prefer the poly cotton they have, which is really, really, really high quality. It's about 7 ounces per square yard. A little over around 30-35 pounds. That's with your center pole and everything, and your stakes. We have kind of a unique setup with these tents because the stove is actually right in the center of the tent, and the pipe goes right up the middle. We're getting all that heat off of that stove pipe. It also makes it centered, so now the heat rises, descends by the wall, so you have a nice uniform warmth. It's extremely simple to set up and goes very rapidly, within 5 to 10 minutes. Because of the 8 sides, you spread your tent out, then you set up the center pole, tighten it up, and you're good to go. Good profile in the wind. So even in an open field like this, if you had 20-30 mile per hour wind or even more, you would be able to set it up. Really interesting storage sack that comes with it. It has 3 straps. You don't have to worry about folding the tent so tight to get it in your bag. Everything is extremely high quality. Everything's thought out excellent. So you have a small bag with your stakes. This small piece of canvas is your guide on where to set your first 8 stakes. On the number 7, it's approximately 17.5 foot in diameter and approximately 10 foot tall. Give you everything you need to get started. You got your stakes, you got your center pole. This tent has been used extensively north of the Arctic Circle and on the tundra. Center pole is made out of a heavy-duty aluminum, so it's lightweight, very simple to assemble, only go together one way. For a tent this size, that didn't take a whole lot of effort to put that up. Tent Teepee offers some very fine options for floors, combination floor and a liner. A liner, what that does for it, it really puts you in the lap of luxury in winter, whereas you can be out in these tents in 30 to 40 below zero and burn very, very, very little wood. Well, the floor is important because it gives you a vapor barrier from the ground, so you don't have the moisture coming up off the ground. It'll help you seal your snow flap or ground flap and then seal out insects, wind, and other things in your tent. The nice thing with these buckles, it's self-locking. And as you notice, because of the semicircular design, you're constantly shedding the effects of the wind. You're never catching the wind. So realistically, I would say the number 5 is good for 2 people. I'd say the number 7 is good for up to 3 people on a stove. And I would say the number 9 is good for up to 3 to 4 people in a stove, 3 people on a cot. The number 15, tent for all seasons, but they really come into their best, I would say, fall, winter, and spring. Ventilation system allows you to regulate from the inside is that you've got a lower base and you have the higher top that will open and close, thus allowing you to draw in cool air, getting out the hot air and the natural convection, causing a nice circulation inside your tent. That automatically draws that cool air in. We've got mosquito netting to keep the critters out. Our top hat, we're able to adjust from here. You have a lock cord because it's on a bungee on the outside, and it really works well because, as we all know, hot air rises, cool air descends. And by having the 3 openings there, that's bringing that air in here, and we're really getting a nice circulation. Because of all the adjustable cords here, it allows you, depending on your prevailing wind, you can place it down on one side, open on the back side, and you can change that depending on the prevailing wind is. These tents are also made to where you can burn a fire inside these tents, and they're designed to do so. You also have small D-rings that you can hang things from on the top there. A liner available that will make this just an amazing tent for really cold winter use, because it'd be like a tent inside a tent, and you'd be just amazed how little wood you'd have to burn and how much more comfortable. And it'd really be an option that I think people that are going to use this at 25, 30 below in extended periods of time, I would think that would be a good investment to look into. Just the attention to detail. I mean, it's just Swedish engineering and manufacturing to its peak. I mean, you look at the stitching, it's nice and straight. Everything is just so well thought out, engineered, and the manufacturing is just top notch. There's not a corner cut anywhere on these. Say you would get 20, 30 years of hard use out of one of these. To say the Mercedes-Benz of tents. You can see they use the French feld seam. That's something you don't see as much. That means it was stitched once, folded over, and then restitched. Here for the extra guidelines, you have a heavy-duty piece of webbing that's been stitched on here and then attached. They even use a little bungee so you can roll it up and keep it attached. Easy locking buckle that automatically locks. All the features, if anything, I'd have to say it's over-engineered, not under-engineered. It's been used for years. Norway, Sweden, Finland, northern Siberia, the northern United States, Canada, and Alaska. The one thing that's nice with this door, it's got a really nice heavy-duty zipper, but what it also has here is a secondary door that gives you mosquito netting. We've got room for 3 adults. We've got room for the stove in the side and front. We've got room underneath the cots and around the perimeter to store extra gear, so nothing's filling up our floor space. There'd even be a little room for a little table up in front. You could easily have, 2 people sitting on each cot. You sit in the evenings, you can cook your meal, you can sit around and play cards, you can socialize. If you look at this combined weight of, say, with the stove and the tent of, say, 50 to 55 pounds, if you had 6 people, that's only 10 pounds per person. And you just look at the lap of luxury that would put the people in. The bag is plenty large, so it makes it easy to get inside. Tent teepee number 9.